Well, I never thought I'd say it, but it seems Democrats may have won the most transparent party award. You see, Hawkfish, a top Democrat data and analytics firm founded by Michael Bloomberg, told Axios this week that the Democrats plan to steal the presidential election. Awfully sporting of them, I must say. According to Axios' interview with Hawkfish CEO Josh Mendelson, Trump may appear to have won on election night, even by a landslide. But that'll just be a red mirage because so many Democrats will vote by mail that days later, the race will shift to Biden. That's the innocent-sounding version. Those of a more suspicious nature might read it as, we're going to find out on election night how many bogus mail-in ballots we're going to need just to manufacture a victory to overcome Trump's lead. And then if anyone questions those ballots, we'll accuse the Republicans of trying to suppress the minority vote. And we'll send our Black Lives Matter Antifa shock troops out to burn down cities unless Trump concedes and hands over the White House. Now, if you think this can't happen, I refer you to an article that just appeared in the New York Post in which a Democrat operative, yes, that's right, a Democrat operative, described just how easy it is to steal elections and how he's been rigging them in the New Jersey area for years. I hope the RNC is making plans to fight this, since it's been reported that the Democrats have already lined up at least 600 lawyers to challenge the vote, a vote that hadn't even happened yet. This could be an open war, so our side had better be prepared. Of course, the best way to ensure this doesn't happen is to vote in massive numbers, far beyond the potential margin of fraud. Go vote in person, not by mail-in ballots that can be intercepted and tossed, and take everyone who would vote GOP with you, if you are of such a mind. Golly, I've got to tell you, I must be getting old. I actually know that I am. I remember when people won elections just by espousing policies that the majority of people agreed with. I even recall when one Democratic presidential candidate called it appalling and un-American to refuse to accept the results of a presidential election. Well, that is before she went on to spend the next 4 years refusing to accept the results of the presidential election. In other news, according to Joe Biden, or whoever is putting the words on his teleprompter these days, President Trump is to blame for fomenting all the violence in cities that have been run 100% by Democrats since Joe Biden was in knee pants. And that's been a while ago. This statement isn't so much a political argument as it is an IQ test. After all, the Democrats completely ignored all the riots, peaceful protests, throughout their entire convention. If they really believed that Trump was responsible for them, don't you think they would have hammered him for that every single night? They certainly blamed him for everything else, from the Chinese virus to the heartbreak of psoriasis. So just to remind us who has really been resisting the peaceful transfer of power since 2016, here's a compilation video of top left-wing politicians and media figures urging political violence and civil unrest in the streets.
Don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
You know, there needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Do something about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless.
When they go low, we kick them.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and bring her?
And in case you were feeling the need for an early Christmas, Nancy Antoinette Pelosi has you covered. Now, you probably know by now that House Speaker Pelosi was caught on security video in a San Francisco salon getting her hair done. She wasn't wearing a mask. And, two things Democrats like her would berate the rest of us peasants for doing. I wonder if the people making fun of actual peaceful protesters in Michigan for wanting a haircut are now going to turn their energy towards Miss Pelosi. Well, having been caught dead to rights exhibiting a massive amount of white liberal privilege, naturally, Pelosi offered a long, flowing, and sincere apology to the entire nation for her misstep. Oh, wait, I read that wrong. Actually, she claimed that she was set up, and she insisted that the salon owner owed her an apology. I don't see that happening. In fact, it was such a giant bag of hooey that even CNN's Don Lemon couldn't swallow it.
Take this. The House Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, says that she was set up after she was seen not wearing a face mask at a San Francisco hair salon. So the Speaker of the House is blaming the salon after she didn't wear a mask indoors. This far into the pandemic, the House Speaker should know what is safe and what isn't. It would have been just as easy for the Speaker to say, you know what, I messed up. I should have worn a mask indoors.
But if it makes Nancy Antoinette feel better, the salon owner has already announced that she's probably going to have to close the business that she's struggled to build for 12 years because of the draconian shutdown rules of Governor Gavin Newsom and because leftist policies have already destroyed her once thriving neighborhood and basically turned it into an open-air toilet for homeless people. On top of that, she's getting vicious attacks on Yelp and death threats from these kind and tolerant liberals who want to murder anybody who interferes in any way with their insane mania for power. Well, that ought to bring some comfort to Pelosi as she cries into her ice cream-filled $10,000 freezers. With designer ice cream, of course. This could very well be the tipping point for Americans. The blow-dry heard round the world, as Brian Preston of PJ Media put it. Well, I hope so, but I'm not rooting for anyone to get their hair bobbed with a guillotine. Just going to the polls and voting to throw every one of these Democrats and would-be French aristocrats right out of office would be solution enough. Hey, thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing to the channel below and clicking the notification bell. Be sure to leave a like and a comment and share this video with all your loved ones and not so loved ones. If you want more of my news analysis and commentary, sign up for my newsletter at MikeHuckabee.com. It's completely free. And a little friendly reminder, my latest book, co-written with Steve Fiesel, is out. It's called The 3 C's That Made America Great: Christianity, Capitalism, and the Constitution. It's available at Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Amazon, wherever books are sold, and at HuckabeeBooks.com. You can also get it there, and I hope you will. That's it for this edition of The Breakdown. I'm Mike Huckabee.